Hey, what's good, yo? Welcome back to another video. The Texans draft Garrett Wallow, linebacker from TCU, with a fifth-round pick 170. And so some measurables about him: he's 6'2", 220 pounds. His arm length is 30 and 7/8 inches, and his hands are 9 and 1/2 inch. And just some stats from in his career. He was a three-star recruit, played in all 14 games for the Horned Frogs as a true freshman, had 8 tackles. He started 7 of 13 games played the following year, 6 at linebacker and 1 at strong safety, 72 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss with 3 sacks, 2 pass breakups. He landed first team All Big 12 honors as a junior. He led the conference in tackles at 125 and ranked 9th in the FBS with 10.4 tackles per contest, while also leading TCU with 18 tackles for loss, including 3.5 sacks, intercepting a pass and breaking up 2 others. And Wallow was once again a first-team all-conference pick in 2020, leading the Horned Frogs with 90 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles and 10 starts. So what do you think about this pick?
So clearly Garrett Wallow is a complete tackle machine. And now, when I first looked at the film, obviously I didn't know who he was. I hadn't really heard of him. But when you actually look into it and you watch the film, he's really impressive. So first thing I looked at Bleacher Report, they said he had a 4th round grade. And then when I looked at the plays, I saw that he played Mike at TCU. He screams downhill when he sees the running back or the guy he's about to tackle. He's a really good tackler, like we mentioned earlier. He plays really hard, which we'll talk about more in a second. He has really good feel in coverage. He has decent athleticism. And one thing, like you said, he played a game of strong safety. So he has the linebacker and safety hybrid that we want, which is also really important in the Tampa 2 system. We're going to be covering a lot, tackling a lot, running all the way around the field. And Wallow wants to be a sideline guy with his high motor and athleticism. A couple weaknesses about him is that he's small, but his high motor and energy helps him avoid that, and he plays hard every single play. But he also doesn't take blocks well, and he kind of runs into the lineman, which is okay because that's the NFL-type physicality that you need in a linebacker. He's not afraid to take on blocks, even though he necessarily doesn't, win those blocks against the lineman, which makes sense because he's about 220 pounds. He still tries his best to play hard, really physical. And one reason I like this pick, I'm not surprised by it either, is because he does play hard. Nick Caserio wants to create competition. He wants guys that will work hard and compete for their spot on the team. And even though we have like 9 linebackers currently on the roster, he's going to be the 10th one there. And he's going to fight for the job. He's a young kid. He's going to work hard. I really like him.
Yeah, this is what John Harris said about Wallow. He was a tackling machine at TCU, where he led the Horned Frogs in stops for the past 2 seasons. He was the brain trust of the Horned Frog defense, leading, directing, and driving that unit throughout his college career. Smart, physical, and instinctive. And I really like to see that from Garrett Wallow. I feel like we did sign a bunch of linebackers in free agency, but most of them are on a 1-year contract. So he could definitely find a spot if he does get enough snaps, hopefully. And he does have traits to play special teams. So I think a majority of his snaps might come on special teams. And then I think through injury, he'll get an opportunity, like injury to other guys, unfortunately. He will get like those snaps, his chances or his opportunities later in the season.
Yeah. So he will definitely start on special teams, but I really think he deserves a shot. The way he plays, he's gonna have a long NFL career. Coaches and the staff, upper management are gonna love him. I can see why Nick Caserio took him. Like I said earlier, I think he's a really smart, physical player, and that he would be really fun to watch and could be a really key part of that defense. Even though he's a 5th round pick, the Texans are trying their very best to make up for not having those 1st and 2nd picks. And while they did trade up, which was a little unfortunate, they traded up with the Bills and they traded up to 170 from that, getting rid of their 7th round pick. The trade is don't really love it, but to get a guy like Garrett Wallow, I can see why they liked him. They felt like they needed to get him at a certain spot, and I'm glad they got him. I hope that Garrett Wallow has a shot at making the lineup at some point during the season.
Yep, I agree with you there, and I like the pick. And let us know what y'all think about this draft pick. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.